This is your boy Black Blade Uchiha coming to you with another video on this game, Black Deck. So, in one of my previous videos, I started the series called the Faction Series. Okay, and all I'm talking about is each faction that's in the game. We have 1, 2, oops. Let's go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 factions in the game. So that means 10 videos talking about the factions in a little detail. So without further ado, we already went over desert. We're going to go over temple. So let's begin. Now, as I stated in the previous video, we're going to go over one faction per video, so I can have a little more time to talk about each faction a little bit more. Also, this gives me an opportunity to go over a couple cards that I personally like. So let's go over the heroes first, like I did before. We're going to see the auras first, and then we're going to talk about their other skills. Okay, so Amasa Holy Light, which is a rare hero. Her aura skill is buff other temple allies by 15% of this card's max strength, which is okay. Heals other allies by 10% of this card's max strength every 3 turns, can be booked up to every 2 turns at 35%. This is a healer that buffs his own faction allies. It's pretty good overall. Not bad. It's always good to have a heal on your team, even if, especially if it's a hero that you have. Pretty good. If you want to use it, that's up to you. Let that decision be yours. All right, so let's go to the next one. We have Dan Van Slakta, excuse me, and its aura skill is debuffs all crypt enemies by 15% of this card's max strength. Okay. And then skills are, it has heals other allies by 10% of this card's max strength every turn and can be booked up to 35%. Again, this is another heal, which is really good. And then this one has a shock for 4 turns when it fights resist lightning, and can reach the card can be shocked for up to 8 turns. So shocks, just so you know, lightning cards, shocks, any card they damage, shock cards lose their abilities. So they lose their ability to summon if they have a summon ability, I think. If you have a healer on the other team, it stops the heal unless it's the hero, because you can't attack the hero directly. And it has a lot of benefits. So this is a strong card. The only downside is it can only attack one card at a time, and it's a melee. So it has its downsides, but other than that, it's a good card. Let's go on to the next hero. We got 3 more after this one. This one is Patrick Dovelight. All right, so his aura debuffs all temple enemies by 15% of this card's max strength, which is pretty interesting. All right, its abilities buffs other melee allies by 15% of this card's max strength. The first 3 times it kills another unit can be booked up to 35% and up to 5 times. It's not bad. It has a heal other allies by 10% of this card's max strength every 3 turns. Can be booked to 35% every 2 turns. And then it has shield another random ally the first 2 times it attacks, and can be up to 6 times, which is not bad. Okay, so go on to the next one. Hao Wang Monkey King. I like this artwork. Look at that, man. It's dope. It's dope. All right, so its aura skill is the other temple allies it buffs other temple allies by 15% of this card's max strength. Okay. Oh, excuse me. And let's go over his abilities. Buffs other monkey allies by 10% of this card's max strength. Okay. Summons a monkey with 20% strength in 2 turns, and it can be booked up to level 5, which will summon a monkey 40% strength every turn up to 5 times. So if you have no cards on the field, essentially, it's going to summon in the other 5 spots monkeys. So that's pretty good. And then it has random element effect for 2 turns when it fights, resists all elements: fire, frost, lightning, and poison. All right, so that was that guy. Let's go on to the next one. We got Surya Avatar of Tha. It's a nice elephant there. Reminds me of some cultural stuff from Thailand. Let's go over his aura skill. Buffs other allies with Frost Elemental type by 15% of this card's max strength, which is interesting. This card doesn't have any Frost abilities whatsoever, but it buffs other cards that you have on the board with Frost. It's pretty interesting. All right, let's look at his other abilities. Heals other allies by 10% of this card's max strength every turn. Can be booked up to 35%, so this is not bad at all. Buffs another random ally by 10% of this card's max strength the first 3 times it attacks. Okay. And then has a shield itself every 2 turns up to 2 times, and it can be booked up to 6 times. It's not bad at all. Not bad. Pretty strong hero. And the last one is Raziel, Hero of the Void. I ain't gonna lie, that it's like Doctor Doom with a sword. It's pretty cool though. I like it. Let's look at his aura. Debuffs all Abyss enemies by 15% of this card's max strength. Okay. It has a shield for itself, which is okay. Buffs another random ally by 10% of this card's max strength the first 3 times it attacks. And it can be booked up to no limit at 35%. So it's not bad. So it can buff your whole board pretty much once it's maxed out. All right, and then ignites for 2 turns, causing debuff by 15% of this card's max strength when it fights. It can be booked up to 45% and lasts for 3 turns instead of 2. So, all right, it does have a very, very strong attack pattern. It has a cross attack pattern, so that's pretty good. So you're going to hit the hero. If you're in a dungeon, you're going to hit the boss. You're going to hit any supporting cards that's on the left and right of it, and it's going to hit the one in the middle. So this card's got a very, very wide attack range. It's really good. All right, so let's go over some cards in this faction. So we have Priest. I highly recommend, if you're early in the game, to get this card or use this card if you already have it. Start working on the process of booking him out. Okay, and there's 2 ways you can book a card. You can either have the tome that you need, which I can show you right now actually. Let's go here to cards. Let's just click on a rare card. Upgrade skills. So these are your tomes, right? They look, for rare tomes, they're going to be blue. Epic tomes, they're going to be purple. And I don't have any legendary tomes, but I'm assuming the legendary tomes are going to be more yellow or golden color. Okay. But let's go back over here to Temple. So Priest is a really good heal. He can help sustain your team for long periods of time, which is really, 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 really invaluable. Okay. He's very strong in that regards for his heal. He can heal up to 35%. So even if you don't, let's say, it's just here, even if you don't use her, what she has, hers is every 2 turns maxed out. This guy is every turn maxed out. So you don't necessarily need her if you have this guy here, which just means your hero is freed up to do other things unless you want double heals. Then you can use both of them at the same time. I'm pretty sure if you use both, it's not going to do anything wrong. It's going to actually help and keep your team alive for a lot longer. This faction has a lot of healers, so I do suggest that you do look more into other cards in this faction. Hopefully you get a couple cards. I think this card comes out in the daily reward login rewards, if I'm not mistaken. Let's just check that right quick. You get Pegasus for sure, which is the Temple faction. And no, you don't get her. You get Pegasus. And Pegasus is this card here. It has a shield for itself, debuffs a random enemy by 10% of this card's max strength for the first 5 times it attacks. Can be debuff up to 25%, and buffs another random melee ally by 10% of this card's max strength. The first 3 times it attacks can be booked up to no limit and 35%. So it's not bad. It's not a bad card. But like I said, deep dive into this faction. There are a lot of good cards in this faction that you can use and will help you progress in this game. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Holla back at your boy. Peace.